You alright? Oh my gosh. Setup is setting up. You gonna say it like that, yeah?
Yeah, this is comfortable.
Oh, I love that for you. Hi everyone. Naomi here.
Sophie here.
We're back.
Episode 2.
Like we never. Oh, microphones. Hello. Oh, wow.
Comfortable?
Titty dem. Comfortable indeed.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Naomi.
I'm Sophie.
We are back, baby.
Episode 2.
Of Securish.
I think today we're going to talk about anxious versus avoidant friendships and why
they're chaotic.
Exactly.
Ours was very chaotic. Can I talk? Ours was very chaotic.
Yeah.
So, anxious versus avoidant. Okay, the combo is deadly. I will say that. We're going to talk about a couple of things today that happened in our friendship. I will start by talking about what anxious attachment looks like to me. I touched on it a little bit in the first episode, but I think for me, anxiety in I say in friendships and relationships, it's all quite fear-based. So sometimes it made me feel a tiny bit possessive over Sophie, and it's a weird thing to explain. For me, it would look like heart palpitations, my belly feeling in knots all the time, just constantly on edge. When I didn't hear from Soph, but obviously we discussed about when I didn't hear from her, I'd freak out. I'd be like, what's happening? It genuinely feels like the world is ending within your body. And obviously the runner-chaser dynamic in any insecure attachment, avoidant or anxious, there's a push-pull. So the more I'd seek out Sophie's validation for, are we still friends? I know we had an argument, so does that mean you don't want to be friends with me? The more I kind of did that, the more it would just stir up that sort of runner energy in Soph.
Yeah.
And I just continued to chase. I didn't know. I never ever sat with myself and thought, Nye, why are you doing this? I didn't ever sit and think, how is it making you feel? Firstly, how is it making you look? Not that it matters what anyone thinks of you, but when you're anxious, all you care about is what people think of you. That's the point, because you're living in the future.
Yeah.
So mine would look like sweaty palms, my heart would race all the time. I'd constantly be checking my phone. That would also mean me double messaging, triple messaging, sending Sophie 10 messages at a time when she was working. And again, I say all this to say, I'm just letting you know what it looks like for me. So if you are feeling any of these things, you're safe, it doesn't feel like you're safe in your body at all. And then you feel super dysregulated. That's what my anxiety looked like. And of course, it's something I'm still working on. It's external with anxiety. That's the thing. When you're anxious, everything is external. It's outwards. It's on the other person. It's, well, what did I do? Why are you okay? Rather than taking a second to be like, what's actually going on underneath? Because insecure attachments don't just spawn from nowhere.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Avoidant attachment is basically the way I've described it, and when Nye and I have had conversations about it, when she wanted to understand avoidant attachment more, I've described it as trying to keep everything within a bubble, and this bubble of safety, or I've used a fortress analogy before, where you are in a castle and then you build up this big giant wall around you, and then around the wall is a moat, a deep moat, and in the moat you've got crocodiles, you've got sharks, you've got a megalodon, maybe a dinosaur in there.
So it's you're talking about within the Mariana Trench.
Within the Mariana Trench and the Challenger Deep are all these.
Oh, they're the deepest parts of the ocean, by the way.
Yes.
The Challenger Deep is in the Mariana Trench.
It's the deepest part of the Mariana Trench.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
And you're inside, and you want to keep everybody on the outside. So outside your bubble.
No.
And everything inside is this perfectly, because it's not, but this curated version of yourself that is quote unquote safe. So you keep everyone at an arm's length. You don't want anyone to get close to you. You always feel like the first sign of vulnerability is oh my God, I am going to die. If I tell this person, if someone asks you oh, how are you? The natural reaction is, yeah, I'm all right. But for an avoidant, the yeah, I'm all right is across the board, whether you are all right or you're very, very much not all right.
You described it as being quite vanilla.
Vanilla.
But I describe
Beige
anxiety.
food.
I describe anxiety as like a fire. I describe it as like a firework. Like just like that initial pew. That's how it feels every time you feel like dysregulated. Yeah.
And when you feel that,
your voice is really loud, babe.
Is it?
Yes, I feel like it's gonna be like loud when I have to edit.
But this is what I mean. My voice is loud. This is what I was saying.
Is it the
last
ear or
time.
is it just you?
I don't know. My ear is a part of me, so I think it might just be me.
No, I know it's on your body. Your ear is a part of you. Yes. Or
this is why I said maybe this is too close to my mouth. Maybe it needs to be further away.
Do you want to pull it down a bit then? Please hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you say? Are you done?
No, I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, avoidant attachment is trying to keep everybody away as much as possible to.
How does it feel in your body though? Because you're still not expressing what it looks like for you. You haven't expressed.
How it feels.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Okay. Because when we were discussing what
it
what
doesn't
they look
feel like anything. That is
what it looks like.
What it looks like.
Yeah, that's what we're discussing. What avoidant attachment looked like to you.
It looks like, yeah, everything's all right. Yeah, I'm all right. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Bland, vanilla. Everything has to be like neutral. Nothing can be too anything. You can't feel too sad, or you can't feel too happy either.
That's because such a sad way to be.
It is, but in your head, in an avoidant mind, it's like, no, this is the correct way to be. This is the best way for me to protect myself.
Right.
Because if I let somebody in, they're going to let me down. If I allow myself to rely on somebody else for anything,
right,
whether it's like a hug,
asking for help,
no, babe.
The amount of times
that's outrageous.
The amount of times I've said to Soph, like even till today, we live together. I'm like, do you want some help with something? And she'll be like, yeah, okay, but. Like, I don't understand it, but I know how hard it is for you to even be like, Nike, can you help me with this? I have to be the one to be like, do you want some help? I don't mind doing it because I understand that Sophie's working her way out of it. She's no longer an avoidant, but those little things that I can do when I recognise that. Why is my foot itching me so badly? Please excuse me, my foot, yeah?
In my mind, it's like, oh, if you help me, then my autonomy is going to disappear and you're going to use that as a weapon against me.
Okay, you see the thing with like anxious and avoidancy, like why they don't work. When you actually think about it and you're not in it anymore, it sounds really fucking conceited.
So stupid.
It sounds so conceited. Like to the point where it's like, you can't help me, you're gonna use it against me. Yeah. Bro, I have my own shit to deal with. Yeah. I'm not thinking about that.
No, you're an op and you are plotting.
But I say that about anxiety. I say that about anxiety because you make it about yourself. What could I have done? And it's like, anxiety doesn't give you a minute because you're living in the future. What could I have done to this person because I haven't heard from her, Sophie, for 3 days? What was our last conversation? Scanning, rereading the conversations. Was it how I said this? And it just takes so much out of you all the time. Like, it does.
And on the other side, it's like, it's been a week since we haven't spoken. Like, what is your problem? What do you want from me? What is it that you're not getting from me already? I'm already giving the most that I can, which is nothing.
And I'm overgiving to get that validation. I was overgiving to kind of satiate the need to not look within. And it's so funny. It's like people say avoidance are emotionally available. Well, I would also say that anxiously attached people are emotionally unavailable too. How can you be emotionally available when you're looking externally of yourself, trying to get validation from someone else? You're not emotionally available to your own emotions. Yep. So they're both not great. And when you kind of step out of it, you realise how debilitating and how much it held you. I can't speak for you, but it held me in such I felt like I was in like a cocoon where I couldn't move. It's like I wasn't quite butterflying. It wasn't a chrysalis. I wasn't waiting to be birthed. I was just stuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we've had some... Okay, I'm going to give you an example of some of the instances that came up for me. I don't know if Sophie will remember this one, but this is... The sun is in my eye. We are back. So I'm going to give you like an example of... Oh my gosh. From our friendship. So an example was on Sophie's mum's 50th birthday. And some of Sophie's other friends came. Hey, ciao. And I didn't like Sophie's other friends. Not because I was anxious, because how can I explain this? I have such a deep intuition. Like, I'm very spiritual, I'm very connected. However, I've never leaned into it more than I have now. So I used to struggle with what was anxiety, what's intuition. So Sophie's friends just, it's like, back when Sophie was avoidant, she wasn't a good judge of character when it came to friendships and people. Because I'm like, you are a Fabergé egg. And you deserve people around you that are a Fabergé egg. Like, that caliber. And Sophie just couldn't see it. So she had friends. And obviously people have to learn for themselves. And I always want to help people. And I always want to, like, support. But I had to learn, just leave it. So her friends came to the party and I can't remember what happened. And Sophie was like helping her mum, like, set up and helping her run around. And I was like, are you okay? You haven't really, spoken. Like, it's my party, you're not having a good time. And she was like, well, I'm busy now. Mm-hmm. You would think she said, fuck your mum. I was like, so you're not going to speak to me? She's like, I'm busy. Mm-hmm. I was like, so I'll go then. She was like, okay, go then. And I used to get upset. So it's like I'd be like, it's like, it's like me trying to be like, do you want me to be here? So what I'm going to say is, super anxiously, I'm going to go and I hope you'll ask me not to go. But asking...
That's never going to happen.
And and Toph was like, okay. Bye. And I was like, and I would get upset and be like, well, why would you say that? You know that upsets me. To which she would respond,
if you want to go, then go.
So you don't want me to be here?
I never said that.
That was it. And then I would storm out again, hastily, not even thinking about what actually happened. I'd walk to the gate and I'd get really upset. And then I wouldn't want to leave, but I didn't give myself a second to actually think about, firstly, what I was upset about, nothing. Secondly, the action taking to leave her mum's home at her party and then thinking that Sophie's going to be like, yeah, cool, I'm going to run after you. Again, anxious avoidant. It's not going to happen. Run a chaser. But it's like, the more you kind of chase, the more an avoidant person runs. So those were occurrences that happened so many times. Do you have one?
But I'm just on that one.
Yeah.
In my mind, I remember being so busy, running around, trying to, set up for the party. And I was like, in my mind, this is from my perspective, you're upset with me because I'm not stopping what I'm doing to give you attention.
Or to make sure that I'm okay. Because your friends are awful. In my avoidant brain. Yeah. In my avoidant brain, it was, you want me to stop doing what I'm doing. And I didn't even think about my other friends who were there. Yeah. It was, I am busy doing stuff, putting food out, making sure mum's actually enjoying her party. And now you're like, you haven't spoken to me. It's like, yeah, because I'm busy. What do you want from me? Just wanted, again, that validation. It's like, the thing that was funny is I'm in Soph's mum's house. I'm at the party, which means that I'm loved. Yeah. But it doesn't matter to anxiety. It doesn't matter to how you feel. Oh, I used to say to Sophie, I'm only here because, we're best friends. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It's my home. Yeah. But also, if my mum doesn't like you, it doesn't matter whether I like you or not. You're coming into the house. Into yard, yeah. So in that moment, I felt like probably already overwhelmed at the task at hand of setting up. And it was like, oh, nice here. This is going to be fun. And then you were upset. So it's like, well, now it's not fun anymore. Now I have to address this. While I'm trying to do this. But not from an emotional perspective. From literally now I have to fucking deal with this. This bullshit. Why? What has happened? I've literally done nothing. Okay. I'm just... But again, I would never say any of this. I would never be like, Nai, what is going on here? I'd be like, oh, I'm leaving. I'd be like, all right then. Bye. Oh, you don't want me to be here? Oh, you just want me to leave? Then why are you not asking me to stay? Never. That was never, ever. Why do I need to ask you to stay? If you're already here. That's the thing. I didn't think about it. That was my example. Do you have one to give? From your perspective, any funny... Do you know what? I just think there were so many... Again, I think in the last episode, we said we could argue about nothing. Can I recall anything? It would be like a text message. Okay, this is going to sound like really obvious that it's going to upset someone, but if I responded like, okay, like one word answers. No, it was a full stop for me. It wasn't just that, it was your full stops. It was like, this one thing, this one piece of punctuation
has meant that I despise you.
Yeah.
But when I've just answered the question, probably, definitely, you would write out something long and I'd be like, all right.
Of course I would. Because you just read it in your mind and not respond. And I'd be like, okay. My mind's like, try and file like, okay, I shouldn't have sent the message firstly. Shouldn't have sent the message. Because this is what you get. Why am I sending the message? I'm being too needy. Maybe it's like my mind would go to the wildest. Maybe she doesn't want to be my best friend anymore. Maybe when I speak to her next, she's not going to respond. And she's going to say, I don't want anything to do with you. Meanwhile, nothing had happened. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
It was just like it was an ongoing, like, it just never ended. It was like a never ending cycle.
Or if we would go out somewhere, let's say like when we used to go Westfield, back when it was...
And I was so insecure.
And...
Good gosh.
We'd be like, oh, Sophie, like, what do you think of this? And then I wouldn't also ask for, like, an opinion.
Yeah.
On something I picked out. Because in my mind, I don't really like shopping. So in my mind, everything is functional. There isn't, like...
Is that how you feel about it now, or is that...
No. What, shopping?
Yeah.
I still hate shopping.
I mean, I know that, as in, like, as in functional. As in, I know, would you do it for... Oh, no, you would actually go out shopping if you had to, but it'll be under duress. Okay, continue. Yeah. That was a moot point on my part.
And we would, again, start arguing about nothingness, and then we would just not talk. And me, as the avoidant, would leave it like that.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't follow up, like, hey, you okay? You know, this is how I would do it now, but like, okay, let's talk about what happened. What actually happened there.
Yeah.
Where did it start? There would be nothing. And then, like, I would just expect it to just
repair itself.
Go away.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, some days would pass and be like, hello?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hi.
Yeah, you see, I'd be like, hello, are you alive?
Are you well?
Yeah. And you'd be like, yeah,
I'm fine.
Oh, do you want to hang out? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Not even addressing what needed to be addressed, which was why we triggered each other. That brings us to the point of why these two attachment styles trigger each other. I think we kind of touched on it, but at the basic fundamental, I think, level, it's a need to be needed and a need to not be seen.
Yeah.
That's how I'd describe it. My
greatest fear was being seen for the person that I didn't portray. So if people knew how genuinely sad I felt inside, no one would want to know me and you would leave me. So why would I allow you into that? When you're going to do that anyway, so I might as well keep you at arm's length.
Right.
With you, the person who managed to penetrate the bubble, get past the moat, get into the fortress walls, it was like, how do I keep you at the front door?
I'm persistent, by the way, just in case.
Very persistent. Yeah? Because I would not have put up with me.
No. It's the trigger of, again, I can't, like, put it down to everyone being the same. For me, it was a fear of abandonment and rejection. That's where it comes from. And I think a lot of insecure attachments come from either rejection or abandonment or something that's happened in childhood that you have to kind of go back to kind of come forward to understand why. For me, it was fear of abandonment and being rejected. We'll touch on that in another episode. But I was scared of being abandoned, but then I'd actively push people away by my actions and by my behavior. And trying to get someone who's avoidant to kind of see, I'm chasing you because I want to be there for you, but it was out of a need of to be loved, to be wanted. When it's like I didn't feel like I could find it over myself because I have to be with me every day of my life, and I couldn't see that. I could not understand what people meant when I used to see videos of, oh, you need to validate yourself, and it all needs to come from me. I was like, what do you mean? Because it's always, well, how are you feeling about me? What are you feeling? And I get nothing, but then I try harder. Do you know what I mean? Rather than going internally and be like, why are you feeling this way? What in your childhood has made you feel this way? What experiences have you had through school, etc.? And I just wouldn't face myself. I wouldn't do it for love nor money. I wouldn't do it.
And the more you chase, the more I wanted to run.
Yeah, because that's how they trigger each other.
Because from my perspective, it's like, no, you're trying to find something you can use to either take my autonomy away and then abandon me, or find something that you can use as a weapon against me.
But that makes sense, because the more I'd be like, you're friends, don't like me and they're weird, the more you'd be like, okay, they're gonna be my friends anyway. And I'd be like, oh, so you don't rate me. You don't listen. You don't hear my opinion.
This specific thing.
Yeah, it's like you don't hear me. You don't hear my opinion. You don't like. I was right about all of them, by the way. I just want to put that out there. But it was just, but you. It's like you cannot. I feel like you can't hear someone when there's so much fear and ego there, because all you see, and all you hear is the fear and ego. So whatever I said, it wouldn't be received as what I meant it to be, because no one wants to listen to someone who's like yelling or trying to get their point across to the point where it's like, what are you even saying? No one wants to deal with that. Do you know what I mean? So your actual character and who you are gets pushed down, and then it's self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm pushing everyone away, and then I'm abandoned. So how I felt was what happened, essentially, with us and our friendship and us not speaking. So it's that push and pull. It's that, oh, I need you to validate me. And you're like, ugh.
And I need you to leave me alone.
So then...
But also not leave me alone at the same time.
Explain that. I don't understand that.
It's like, as an avoidant, because when you shut yourself off from an innate human thing, which is to have emotion and also human contact, that is, what we need to survive. Yeah. You crave the thing that you fear the most. So intimacy, vulnerability, closeness, friendship, they all feel like dangerous things, but you want them. I suppose it's like having a nut allergy, but wanting like a Snickers bar. Yeah. And so I would want Nye around. But then at the same time, I would just be like, why is everything a problem? Yeah. But give nothing. So I wouldn't say, why is everything a problem? I would just be passive. Silence. All the time. Saying nothing.
Silence was your default, and that felt like punishment. Silence feels like punishment, and uncertainty feels like hell to an anxious person. So in your silence
was safety.
Yeah.
Because if I don't say anything, then it will go away.
Silence made me feel even worse. Like when she was silent, I was like, every single time, no matter, we could have the best day. We could have the best day. And I would just be riddled with, oh gosh, what's happening? Something's happened. We haven't spoken. And everything was fine. So it's finding that like inner like peace within yourself and being okay with uncertainty. Like where I am now, I'm getting to be okay with things being uncertain, because there's no certainty in anything. And that's what I've learned. That's what I had to learn, because my gosh, riddled with just panic. Like just panic over everything and everyone. Yeah.
And we would rarely speak on the phone. When we actually did speak on the phone,
it was to argue.
It was to argue. Yeah. But then I feel like, and this might be me in my avoidant recollection, things were more resolved over the phone. Because I have this belief, because you can't convey any emotion over text, things can be misunderstood.
Definitely misconstrued.
Because I would say things that I thought were okay, that weren't okay. Like, all right, anything that was one word, any one word answer was not okay.
But you didn't really say anything anyway, if I can recall. We're going to have to bring up some of our messages. I'm going to ask Soph to go through her in the next episode. We're going to go through some. We'll screen them, obviously, so there's no like names or anything in there. But we'll do that next episode, because I want to go through like how I used to message and the responses that I got. I think that'd be...
Oh, wow, you want to go there?
Yeah. Well, okay. Are we not being like super real right now?
No, yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't delete anything.
It's scary.
It's all in there.
Scary. I feel like we should have done this in this episode, but it's okay.
Maybe.
This is new.
Part 2. We'll put it in a part 2 video. Part 2.
Yeah, we'll do that. I think we've touched on everything we need to touch on this episode. I don't know how long it's going to be. We're winging it, baby.
We are winging it. And I think that's fine. Because this is how we are.
It's just real. I just like the whole like, gotta make it. Yes, you gotta make it presentable. We live in a lovely house. Very grateful for that. But it's, excuse me, it is what it is. Yeah. And this is us. This is we.
This is how we talk.
I'm not gonna pretend that it's not. And everyone who knows us knows that it is. And all the new people that don't, this is us.
This is how we are.
Nye and Soph. Soph and Nye. Unagi, some skim roll.
Yeah, basically,
because
it was beastly.
It really was. Ew.
Basically, being avoidant means you crave intimacy, but you don't want it because you're afraid of it. So you keep people at arm's length. So the
people only, sorry, I'm going to cut you there.
Yeah.
People only think that it happens in like romantic relationships. It does not. And this is why it's so important to understand the dynamics of it happening in friendships, because it's a real thing. And it's like, it's so hard to recall, and I'm going to have to sit with myself and think of other instances that we can like give you, but also try and show you how we resolve things now as opposed to how we did in the past. Because we've spoken a lot about the things that happened in the past, but obviously going forward we'll speak about how we got here and how we resolve things now by actually speaking, being healthy. Do you know what I mean? Communicating.
Difficult conversations.
Oh, we've had some difficult conversations. My gosh.
But also at the same time, we always came back to each other.
I always come back to your love. Sorry to our ears for that. Anyway.
No, but we did though. And
sorry. That's
we did. No matter how, because sometimes it used to get heated between us. We never fought physically.
Yeah.
Hands never got thrown.
No.
Because no, we're not those type of people.
She would lose. Firstly.
Okay. We're lovers, not fighters.
Yeah.
But things used to get heated between us.
Yeah.
But no matter what happened, we always came back to each other. And I think...
Because?
Love?
Yeah.
Aww.
Because I love you.
I love you too.
I know.
See, I'm not afraid to say that anymore.
You didn't even...
I never said it.
You didn't, babe. I didn't feel it. She never said it.
I never said it.
But you didn't even...
No, my response was always like, you know I love you though. Or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Or you'd be like, oh, Soph, I love you. I'd be like, all right.
No, she'd go, I'd tell Soph, I love you. She'd like, all right, bye. When we spoke on the phone, I'd get all right, bye. I got hit with the all right, bye. Okay. And I'm such a lover girl. I'm so like lovey. Like when I love you. Now when I get off the phone with all people that I care about, family members, friends, I'm always like, okay, love you. That's just me. But my family are like that as well. When we got off the phone, we'd say love you. That's a normal thing to me. That was normal for you. And now I get off the phone with Soph and she says love you first. And every time you do, I'm like,
Aww.
I get like a little,
because it doesn't feel scary anymore.
No,
because again, if I told you I loved you, you were going to use that as a weapon against me.
To do what exactly?
I don't know. Hurt me. Abandon me. Okay. Like, haha, you love me. I actually hate you.
I don't know why I'm asking that, because it's the same. It was the same for me. So I'm like, why?
100%. I was like, I'm going to be vulnerable with you. And then you're going to take that vulnerability and somehow use it against me and then leave me. So what's the point of going through that? So let me keep you over there.
Right. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Good gosh.
It made sense in my head at the time.
And it made sense to me to stay in that way. Stay in that energy. It doesn't help at all. I cannot tell you how relieved I am to not be in that space. It's so like refreshing. It gets difficult. I'm not going to sit here in front and say that like I don't feel dysregulated, but I have the tools and I'm willing to use them. Somatic meditations have been a big like game changer for me, because I've been learning that a lot of trauma is stored in our body, not in our minds. So that's been a real help for me.
And same, I'm not going to pretend like I don't get feelings where I want to shut down emotionally when things feel too big. But as I say tonight all the time, like I wanted to shut down today, but I didn't. Yeah. I gave myself a minute and I let myself feel the thing that I was feeling instead of running from it. Right. And you couldn't pay me enough money. There isn't enough money on this planet you could give me to go back to how I was before. And I'm not exaggerating. That's the actual truth.
Yeah, if you'd known
nothing.
If you'd known us before, like the way we were was just, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. I could only encourage you to like lean on people and always talk. Even if you don't know what's in your mind. Because the amount of times I said to Sophie, like, trying to explain how I felt, I'm like, do you understand what I mean? And although Sophie doesn't understand anxiety, she was always like, I don't understand, but thank you for sharing with me. And I'm willing to listen. But all you need is that. Sometimes you just need someone to listen, not to necessarily speak. And also to make it clear, when you feel anxious, when you're speaking to someone, make it clear if you need support, whether you need an ear, whether you need advice, like, so you don't overwhelm yourself more. Because when you're anxious, you go and ask so many different people for so many different opinions, and then you overwhelm yourself so much more because you're not listening to your body, you're not listening to yourself. When you know the answer, when you know what it is that you deep down know, even if you don't feel like you do, you do. You know what I mean?
And I would say for the avoidants out there, if you have someone close to you, start with something small. Like an honest answer to how are you? And also let yourself have a minute to check in with how you feel, because it might not come automatically to you when you've spent so much time shutting it down. So the next time someone close and safe asks you, oh, how was your day today? Actually give an honest answer. If it was, oh, today's been great, that's good. But also, today's been hard, but I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
That's a start.
That is a good start, I would say.
And you know what? Not everyone is a weapon formed against you.
Wow. That's how you feel. That's mod. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Finn. Done
It's
for
a wrap.
episode 2. We'll see you
Next time, innit?
soon. We'll see you next week. See you later.